Now, hello everybody. Now I'm starting this trigonometry, the inverse trigonometry especially because you all requested that I should take a class on inverse trigonometric function. So see, uh, I'll be covering the important part in this chapter instead of covering each and every aspect. Basically, theory I'm covering most of the stuff, but and also the problem solving, mostly the objective solved examples, not the illustrations, right? Because most of the illustrations are straightforward, and there are few problems or few concepts you can say which are problematic or which are worth understanding, and that I'll focus on that. But I'll have to go from starting, like from starting from graphs of inverse trigonometric function and then formulas in this topic, and then finally problems based on problems in objective solved example. So in formula I have removed few formulas. I have not covering few formulas which are very problematic and confusing and doesn't make sense to do at this last stage, but otherwise most of the stuff I am covering. So uh, see, we have to go through this phase also, but I'm sure you know about graphs by now. You remember all 6 graphs very well, and you can in no time you can draw all of them. But quickly go through this part. um, See, this is the graph of sine inverse x, and what you have to remember is the shape of the graph, and especially the domain and range. Sine inverse x can take values only between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. That is the range of this. It cannot be, sine inverse x cannot output a value that is outside minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. That's something which is very important. This range is known as principal value branch of sine inverse x. Right, this is principal value branch of sine inverse x. That's why I have written it separately. I have mentioned it separately. Sine inverse x lies between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Right. And domain is, sine inverse x, like x cannot be between, x cannot be outside minus 1 and n, because sine ratio lies between minus 1 and 1. So and by definition sine inverse x is an angle whose sine ratio is x. Right, this is how we read it. Sine inverse x is an angle. It outputs an angle. We give this function a ratio and it outputs an angle, and that angle is an angle whose sine is x. Right, whose sine is x. So this is a ratio inside the sine inverse, and what it output is angle. So we say this is an angle. Sine inverse x is an angle, right? And this angle lies between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. And this is the shape of sine inverse x. This is the shape of sine inverse x. Cos inverse x. This is the graph of cos inverse x. Lies between 0 and pi. So principal value branch of cos inverse x is 0 to pi. Y lies between 0 and pi. And domain is same as that of sine inverse x, that is between minus 1 and 1. And same way we read this, it's an angle whose cos is x. Right? And this is, you have to keep in mind, cos inverse x can take values only between 0 and pi. So if something is coming out of cos inverse x, it has to be between 0 and pi. Now similarly we have tan inverse x. This is the shape of tan inverse x. We have two asymptotes at y equal to pi by 2 is an asymptote, and y equal to minus pi by 2 an asymptote. So this is the graph of tan inverse x. In principal value branches between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, excluding minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, but not taking endpoints. Right? In domain, you can see the difference in here. Domain of tan inverse x is x belongs to R. For every value of x, tan inverse x exists. Secant inverse x is 0 to pi, again 0 to pi, but there is pi by 2 missing here. This is the graph of secant inverse x. You can see the domain is outside minus and 1, and this is corresponding to secant x. This information is like corresponding to secant x, because secant x can take values outside minus 1 and 1. So that's why, or we can say ratio can take values outside minus 1 and 1. Same here, the ratio x can take values outside minus 1 and 1. Right? But angle, the secant inverse x is an angle, it lies between 0 and pi, but excluding pi by 2 in between. So you have to, there's the secant range of secant inverse x is 0 to pi minus pi by 2, minus pi by 2. So as such, this is not very important to have, keep it in mind. In mind is like it's a category, the ranges of the category 0 to pi. It is not, unlike sine inverse x, unlike tan inverse x, like cos inverse x, range is 0 to pi. Now finally we have two more inverse trigonometric functions. Cosec inverse x, this is the graph of cosec inverse x. Again, x-axis is an asymptote. Domain is similar to secant inverse x, that is lies outside minus 1 and 1, and range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, including endpoints, but 0 is missing in between. 0 is not there. So it belongs to the family of sine inverse x and tan inverse x in terms of principal value branches, in terms of range. And finally cot inverse x, this is the graph of cot inverse x. Domain is like tan inverse x. It can take all possible values. X can be any real value, and range is 0 to pi excluding endpoints, right? So you have to remember all these 6 graphs, and you have to remember all the principal value branches, and also you have to remember that we can split these 6 inverse trigonometric functions into 2 categories. In first category we have sine inverse x, tan inverse x, and cosec inverse x, where the principal value branches are between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. In tan inverse, endpoints are not included. In cosec inverse x, the 0 is missing, endpoints are included but 0 is missing. But in case of sine inverse x, it's like endpoints are included, no number is missing in between. And the other category is the category where we have cos inverse x, where we have secant inverse x, and we have cot inverse x, and they are from 0 to pi. So this categorization in your mind is very important, because the behavior of these inverse trigonometric functions are based on these categories. Sine inverse, tan inverse, and cosec inverse would behave similarly, and cos inverse x, sec inverse x, and cot inverse x will behave similarly, and this is because of the principal value branches we have defined. Right, now we'll move to the next thing. Next thing is formulas. So I have grouped formulas in the though it's already done in the module, but here to present the formulas I'm saying that formula set. So similar formulas I have grouped them into one set. So the most fundamental formulas are this formula set 1, right, where we say and what you have to observe here is sine inverse is inside, inverse is inside, and sine is outside. So this angle is inside, and we are taking sine of the angle. We are taking ratio sine of the angle. So in this case we can simply cancel sine inverse with sine and say x, but the constraint on x is x should be the domain of sine inverse x that we just saw in the previous page, that sine inverse x, the domain of sine inverse x is minus 1 to 1. Same here. So domains are same as we discussed while discussing graphs, right? So you can just simply cancel sine inverse with sine with sine inverse, get x, cos with cos inverse, get x, tan with tan inverse, x. Actually we are not cancelling anything, it's just a way to say, it's just a way to represent. Otherwise it's something like this. Let's read this. What is this? It's an angle. See this, I'm here. It's an angle whose cos is x. That's how we read cos inverse. It's an angle. If you take angle of this, you get x. That's what we are doing. We are taking cos. If you take cos of this, I repeat this. This is like cos inverse x. We read cos inverse x is like an angle whose cosine is x. If you take cosine of that, you get x, and that's what we are doing. We are taking cos of it and saying x, right? So as such, no need to go into derivation. So by definition, we are defining it. Cos inverse x is an angle. If you take cos of it, you get x. So we take cos of it and we get x, right? So but when we talk, when we learn, we simply can say we cancel cos with cosec inverse, sec with sec inverse, cot with cot inverse, and we get x in all these cases. Now the most important thing here is like we have to take care of the domains, right? Because if I say, and you can get into trap like sine inverse 2, you say cancel sine with sine inverse and 2. Wrong. This is wrong. Sine inverse 2 is meaningless, because it is not possible to have an angle, it is not possible to define an angle whose sine is 2. It's an angle whose sine is 2. How is this possible? Sine cannot be greater than 1, right? The maximum value sine can take is 1. So sine inverse 2 is meaningless. So you have to take care. And why it is meaningless? Because 2 is not in the domain. The domain should be between minus 1 to 1. Fine. So the other thing you have to remember is, you have to take care is, sine is outside and sine inverse is inside. It is not same as sine inverse of sine x. It is not same. See, this is not same or not equal to, not same or not equal to sine of sine inverse x. These two are two different things. In first case sine is inside and inverse is outside. In other case inverse is inside and sine is outside. So you cannot read them alike. Okay, now move to next thing, the formula set 2. In formula, there are many formulas in formula set 2. The first one is sine inverse sine x. Now this is the what I'm going to discuss as the core of this topic. If you have understood this part, then it's very easy to understand the rest of the part. So the most difficult thing to understand here, or the most important thing, if I not use the difficult word, is to understand this thing. The thing is that the sine inverse sine x is a trigonometric function, inverse trigonometric function, but it is not a simple function. It's a compound function. It's a piecewise defined function. Like you have done mod function, greatest integer function, you have done fractional part of x function. So these functions are compound functions, but when you look at this mod of x, the definition is not in parts, in pieces. So if you look at mod x, you cannot say it's a piecewise defined function. You have to make pieces, you have to split, you have to analyze to make pieces, and then you can comment it's a piecewise defined function. Same is with greatest integer. This sine inverse sine x belongs to the same category, that it's an compound function, it's a piecewise defined function, and again it is not obvious when you look at sine inverse sine x. It doesn't appear to be a compound function, but actually it's a compound function. Now let's see. So compound function means we have to split this into definitions, into parts. Though you can learn formula, you can use this formula, how we have to split this into parts is not important. But this understanding, not important for this sine inverse sine x, but this understanding will be required throughout this topic, that how we split an inverse function into parts, right? In this case the formula you can skip it, but at later stage there are few problems where you need to do this, we need to know how to do this. So what we do, sine inverse sine x, right? We can see sine inverse, the problem sine inverse, see, we discussed that sine inverse x can throw a value out which can only be between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. The problem has come, all these problems have come because we're treating inverse as functions, and actually inverse are not functions, right? Inverse are not functions, because if you see sine inverse x is same as x equal to sine y, and x equal to sine y is like a graph that goes like this, which is not a function. But to make it a function, we have restricted the values y can take. We have removed this part and we have removed this part, and we are saying the values y can take are only between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 to make it a one valued function. To make it a function, for every value of x there should be only one value of y. Now because of this all problems have come, because we have made sine inverse x as a function. That's why all this complexity exists in this topic. So sine inverse sine x, if you see, if I take angle between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, I can cancel the 2, because I can say sine x, for x between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, the value is between minus 1 and 1. If I take x between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, right, the value of sine x is between minus 1 and 1. And if it is between minus 1 and 1 and you take sine inverse of it, you can say this is equal to, again, same angle between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So basically, if it is between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, let's start again. If x belongs to minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, which is the principal value branch of sine inverse x, we can, without any problem, we can cancel sine inverse with sine, and we can say x is equal to x, right? But if x is greater than pi by 2, then if you repeat the same thing, sine inverse sine x equal to x, then it is wrong, because x is, this is x greater than pi by 2, and sine inverse x is a function. See, sine inverse x, this is inside, sine inverse x giving a value which is more than pi by 2, that's not possible. For example, sine inverse sine 2 pi by 3, if you say it is 2 pi by 3, it is wrong. right? It is wrong. Why? Because this 2 pi by 3 does not lie in the principal value branch of sine inverse. Then how can sine inverse throw an output which is 2 pi by 3? So that's why we need to adjust the output. Right, answer is not 2 pi by 3. So for x greater than pi by 2, we cannot cancel, it is not possible to cancel sine inverse with sine and say equal to x, not equal to. Then what we do? What we do is something like this, which you need to understand. If the value inside is not in the principal value branch, and you can want to cancel sine inverse with sine, but the angle inside is not in the principal value branch. So what we do, we bring this x, this sine inverse sine x, we bring this x in principal value branch. Abhi nahi hai, it's not in the principal value branch. It is x greater than pi by 2, or we can say x greater than pi by 2 and take upper, we take upper limit also. Right, let's take pi. Right, we have to, this angle is outside the principal value branch. So what we do, we have to pull it back. We say x greater than pi by 2, it is ahead of pi by 2. It is outside the principal value branches from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and it has gone ahead of pi by 2. So we have to bring it back in the principal value branch. So what we do, we subtract pi from all the sides. Right, so you can see x minus pi is in principal value branch, and even you can observe that this can principal value branch is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. We can have pi by 2 here, and we can have pi by 2 here, means this can be this, we can extend this interval till 3 pi by 2. Right, so we can increase this interval from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. So in this interval, and this will become from minus pi by 2 if you subtract pi to pi by 2. So this x is not in principal value branch, but x minus pi is in principal value branch. So we can, if we can make x minus pi here without changing the value, we can cancel sine inverse with sine. Right, if we can make sine inverse here, sine inverse x minus pi here, sine inverse x minus pi here, instead of x we make x minus pi here without changing the value. I'll see how to do it. Then we can cancel sine inverse with sine. Right, or another thing is which you can remember for future also. It is much easier, it will help you further, if you help you later, if you multiply with minus sign. So this becomes x minus pi, sorry, it becomes pi minus x. Sign of the inequality will change, this become minus pi by 2. This sign inequality will change, this become pi by 2. So it is still a principal value branch. X minus pi is principal value branch, and pi minus x is also principal value branch. So either we can make pi x minus pi, or we can make pi minus x, and it's very easy to make pi minus x. Why? Because we can write, now see, we can write this x as pi minus x. Why? Because it's a formula. Sin x can be written as sin pi minus x. Sin x can be written as sin pi minus x, a trigonometric formula. Now this pi minus x is in the principal value branch of sin inverse x. There is no problem, we can cancel sin inverse with sin, and what we get is pi minus x. Right, so when x is greater than pi by 2, sin inverse sin x is equal to pi minus x. So it means pi by 2 is a critical point of this compound function where the definition change is taking place. So I have written here, see, between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 definition is x, and for x greater than pi by 2 definition is pi minus x, and obviously there is upper limit also, it is 3 pi by 2. Fine, and you know it's a periodic function with period 2 pi. Sin x repeats after 2 pi, so we don't have to keep on breaking it till the infinity forever. It's a periodic function with period 2 pi. After 2 pi sin x is repeating, so we'll go till 2 pi. So there are two options. Either we can go back and take this interval x less than minus pi by 2, or another option is we can go further from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. Right, from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. Let's see how we do this. X is greater than 3 pi by 2 and less than 2 pi. Now one thing you would have understood by now, we cannot cancel sine inverse with sine x and say x. We cannot do that. Right, we cannot do that because this x is not in the principal value branch. It is between 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. Right, so what we do, we bring in principal value branch. Now let's take this interval. We want to bring this we want to modify this x and bring between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So we subtract 2 pi. this becomes 0, and this becomes minus pi by 2. Principal value branch, x minus 2 pi is in principal value branch. So if we can make x minus 2 pi, here we can cancel sine inverse with sine. So it is sine inverse sine, and it's not a problem. Sin x can be written as sin x minus 2 pi. From any angle we can separate 2 pi, because all trigonometric functions are periodic with period 2 pi. 2 pi is periodic hai. So we can write this sin x from trigonometric formula as sin x minus 2 pi. Now x minus 2 pi is in principal value branch. We cancel sin inverse with sine. It becomes x minus 2 pi. So simplified value of sin inverse sin x in this interval is x minus 2 pi. Right? This is x minus 2 pi. Now don't see this part. Now we have the complete definition of sin inverse sin x, or even we can start from 0 here. So it's between 0 and 2 pi. Between 0 to pi by 2 definition is x. 3 pi by 2 to pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 it is pi minus x, and from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi is, if you draw graph, see the blue part. This is the graph. 0 to pi by 2 definition is x. Pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 definition is pi minus x. 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi definition is x minus 2 pi. And it's a periodic function with period 2 pi, triangular shape graph. And this is a triangular shape graph. There is no need to find definition for other intervals, because see, if you want to find definition of this part, this segment between minus pi by 2 and 0, there is no need to learn. You can do it on the fly. Just need to learn this graph. This section is shifted version of this 2 pi left. So start from definition x minus 2 pi, and we have to shift it 2 pi units left. And shifting left means replace x by x plus 2 pi. So replace x by x plus 2 pi minus 2 pi. Cancel out. This definition is x. You want to find definition of this part, which is shifted version of this part. Pi minus x का shifted version है left की तरफ. Pi minus x की जगह x plus 2 pi, and it becomes minus x minus pi. Definition is minus x minus pi. So this way we need to learn definition, or we need to learn this definition of sin inverse x between 0 and 2 pi. The graph of sin inverse x, we need to learn this triangular shape graph. 0 to pi by 2x, pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, pi minus x, and then x minus 2 pi. This we need to learn, right? Graph of sin inverse sin x, sin inverse sin x. And for other intervals we can find definition by shifting these definitions. So this is something which if you have not done it before, it might need time to digest, but it's worth doing that, right? It's worth doing that. You need to do this. So quickly, or let's repeat this for cos inverse cos x. For cos inverse cos x, again it's a compound function. We need to write the compound definition of it. So like if you do this, let's do this with an example first. Cos inverse cos 5 pi by 3. This is not equal to 5 pi by 3. Why? Because 5 pi by 3 does not belong to the principal value branch of cos inverse x, which is from 0 to pi, right? So then what we do, what option we have? Option is that you bring this angle in principal value branch, that is 0 to pi, and then you can do that. Then you can cancel cos inverse with cos. So we can write cos inverse 5 pi by 3 as pi plus 2 pi by 3, right? Pi plus 2 pi by 3. And we have this formula. We have this formula in trigonometry. Cos theta equals to cos theta equal to minus of cos pi plus theta. So what we can do, or cos pi plus theta is the same thing, equal to minus cos theta. Cos pi plus theta equal to minus cos theta. So we can write this as cos inverse we replace this by minus cos theta 2 pi by 3, right? And then this minus sign, we have to do this formula. It will come after this. Minus sign, if you take minus sign outside from cos inverse of minus x comes out to be pi minus cos inverse x, right? If you have to take out minus sign from cos inverse, it becomes pi minus cos inverse x. It's going to come later. So minus we take out, it is pi minus cos inverse cos 2 pi by 3. Now you see, there is no problem in cancelling cos inverse with cos, because 2 pi by 3 is in principal value branch of cos inverse, which is from 0 to pi. So finally we have pi minus 2 pi by 3 equals to pi by 3. So I just taken an example to explain you, if angle is not in the principal value branch and you want to cancel, then how to bring that in principal value branch, right? So just a little practice, you can do that, right? So let's see the derivation of this. Fine. So in this case we can, there is no problem, we can say cos inverse with equal to x, we can cancel cos inverse with cos, no problem, but x should belong to the principal value branch. X belongs to 0 to pi, like this. So no problem, we can cancel that. That's why we have this graph between 0 and pi. This is the graph of cos inverse cos x, cos inverse cos x equal to x. But now from pi to 2 pi, right, we cannot cancel this, we cannot cancel cos inverse cos because not in the principal value branch. Now which angle would be in principal value branch? We subtract pi, we say x minus pi, right, or we can subtract 2 pi, or we can subtract 2 pi, right. So we can subtract 2 pi, x minus 2 pi, this becomes 0, this becomes minus pi. Problem is that minus pi to 0, instead of minus pi to 0 we should have 0 to pi. So what we do, we multiply with minus sign, 2 pi minus x greater than 0 less than pi, or let's do simple, why to do it in 2 steps. Subtract pi from this, x minus pi less than pi greater than, subtract pi from this. So x minus pi is in principal value branch, right. So to make x minus pi here instead of x, first of all we can say cos inverse cos x can be written as minus of cos x minus pi. It's a formula, pi minus x. Using this formula, cos pi minus x equal to minus cos x. So we written cos x equal to minus of cos pi minus x. Now we'll do, minus will shift outside, it becomes pi minus cos inverse cos pi minus x, right. But this is still not in principal value branch pi minus x, it should be x minus pi, that's not a problem. Cos in cos we can, pi minus x we can change to x minus pi, we can take minus out, because cos of minus theta is cos theta, minus we can out, and minus we can take out and throw. So we take minus out to make it x minus pi, and then minus we throw out, right. Now we can cancel this with this, so we have pi minus x minus pi. So it is, some problem is there. It's fine, I've written it wrong there. So it is 2 pi minus x. So definition I have written, the different intervals I have taken. So what I have done is, let's rewrite this. For x from 0 to pi it is x, and from pi to 2 pi it is 2 pi minus x. So this is what you need to learn, right. And that's what I have drawn here, x from 0 to pi, and then this part 2 pi minus x from pi to 2 pi, and this is the periodic function. After that, this is the principal value branch, this triangle is a principal value branch, right. This triangle is a principal value branch, fine. And again, if you want to find definition of this section, this is shifted version of 2 pi minus x, 2 pi units left. So we start from 2 pi minus x and we replace x by x plus 2 pi, it becomes minus x. So same way, by shifting we can find definition of each and every section. So main thing is you need to run this definition from 0 to 2 pi of cos inverse cos x, and this graph, the triangular graph. Now there is no need to do the derivations anymore, this you can do it yourself if you want to. So graph of tan inverse 10x, you need to, it's like it's a periodic function with period pi, right. It's a periodic function with period pi. So even if you can learn this part, this is sufficient. That between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 it is x, right. Only this part you can remember. After that we can generate by shifting, but I'll prefer you do this tan inverse 10x equal to x, where x is between 0 and pi by 2. from pi by 2 to pi, it is pi minus x. See this section, not pi minus x, sorry, x minus pi. It's written wrong here, x minus pi. Right. So if you want to find definition of this part, for example, this is also x minus pi, this is x minus pi, so we have to shift x minus pi 2 pi units back. So x minus replace x by x plus 2 pi minus pi. So we replace x by x plus 2 pi. In x minus pi we replace x by x plus 2 pi. So definition is x plus pi. We get definition of this part, x minus pi. Right. So these three definitions in the graphs you have to remember. That is sin inverse sin x equal to x when x is from 0 to pi by 2, pi minus x from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, right, and then x minus 2 pi. It's like this, x, pi minus x, and x minus 2 pi. From 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. Equal to sign you can put anywhere, doesn't matter. And cos inverse cos x, x from 0 to pi, and then we have x minus 2 pi, sorry, 2 pi minus x, x pi to 2 pi, right. Tan inverse tan x is a periodic function with period pi, so we just need to write till pi. From 0 to pi by 2 it is x, pi by 2 not defined. From pi by 2 to pi it is x minus pi. Fine. So in case of cos inverse the graph is this, x 2 pi minus x. In case of tan inverse it is x minus pi, right. So there's no need to do it for sec inverse and cot inverse. Let's not do that. We'll do something else if question comes on that. We can convert. So these three you have to learn, and derivation I told you as such are not important, but the step that we have to bring in principal value branch is important. Quickly, if you can see this thing, tan inverse tan 4 pi by 3. So if you have to simplify it, how will you do this? That's something you need to understand, and that's same for every time we're doing the same thing. It is not in the principal value branch, so we write this as, to bring it into principal value branch, we write this as pi plus pi by 3, right. And then we have to bring this between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So we apply formula, tan formula, tan of, we write it like this because tan of pi plus theta is tan theta. So now it is in principal value branch, we cancel, we get pi by 3, right. So this understanding you need to have. Now see, let's see how we do these questions. I've already discussed these questions by bringing these values in principal value branches, right, by bringing these values in principal value branches. For example, 2 pi by 3 we write as pi minus pi by 3, right, and to bring this in principal value branch we apply sin pi minus theta equal to sin theta formula, sin inverse sin pi by 3, and now we can cancel sin inverse with sin equal to pi by 3, something like this. This we have already seen. So but the another way is you can do, though it's very simple, you can use the graph of the graphs here discussed, sorry, these graphs. Fine. For example, graph of sin, let's draw them again. Graph of sin inverse sin x, and see where is 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3 is here, 2 pi by 3, and you know this definition, this is x, this is pi minus x. So you have to use this pi minus x definition. Pi minus x means 2 pi by 3. Pi by 3. Very easy. From graph it's very easy. Cos inverse cos 5 pi by 3. Pi plus 2 pi by 3. We draw. So this is the 5 pi by 3 is here. definition is 2 pi minus x. So 2 pi minus x means 5 pi by 3. So it is pi by 3. Tan inverse tan 4 pi by 3. So it is pi plus pi by 3. So this is x, this is x minus pi, but this is not going to work. We have to go beyond this. So 3 pi by 2. Now 4 pi by 3 is somewhere here, pi plus pi by 3, and definition is x minus pi. X minus pi means 4 pi by 3 minus pi by 3, right? So that's how you can do these questions if you remember the graphs. Remember the definitions and graphs. Right? Now see, this is again the illustration where the questions are of the same type, but angles are not expressed in angles are expressed in radians, but not in pi form. It's in value form. From angles, pi's are taken out, pi factor has taken out. It's a number, pure number now. So if we have to do sine inverse sine 10, right? So what we do, we draw a graph of sine inverse sine x. I'm doing this the first example, sine inverse sine 10. To answer this value, I have to see where this 10 lies on a scale of sine inverse sine x, on a scale of pi. So what I have done, I have drawn a scale here, right, where on bottom I am writing the values in pi form, and above I am writing without pi. So this is pi by 2, which is 1.57, pi is 3.14, 3 pi by 2 is this, 2 pi is double of pi, I have multiplied this with 2, and then 3 pi is, I have added pi in 2 pi, I am adding 3.14 with 6.28 for 3 pi, and 4 pi is double this value. So right, so first of all you can write this, and now you can answer it very quickly. So it's a very time saving approach. Now you have to see where is 10 on the scale of this. 10 is somewhere here, right? And here the definition is, now you see definition here, this definition, we know this definition, this is pi minus x. Now this definition is pi minus x is shifted forward 2 pi units. So when we shift forward, we replace x by x minus 2 pi. Right, we replace x by x minus 2 pi when we shift it forward. So this definition will become 3 pi minus x, right? So definition in this part is 3 pi minus x. We have to replace 3 pi में से minus करना x, and x is 10. 3 pi minus 10. The value of this is 3 pi minus 10. Or I have done some mistake here. 10 will lie 9.42. The midpoint is no, midpoint is 10 will lie here, that's fine, right? So if you see the B part, sine inverse sine 5, sine inverse sine 5, again same graph, sine inverse graph. 5, we have to see 5 is somewhere here, 4.71 is this, 5 is here on the segment, and definition of the segment is we know this is 2 pi x minus 2 pi, right? You know, this much you have to learn: x, pi minus x, pi minus x, and x minus 2 pi. So from x we subtract 2 pi, x is 5 minus 2 pi, so this is 5 minus 2 pi, right? This was 3 pi minus 10. If you have to do cos inverse cos 10, we have to use the graph of cos inverse cos x, graph of cos inverse cos x, and see where is 10, again 10 is here on this segment, 3 pi is this, 10 is here on the segment somewhere here. We have 4 pi minus 10 is the definition. 4 pi minus 10 means 4 pi minus x means 4 pi minus 10. The value is 4 pi minus 10. So the idea is to draw graph on an x-axis, write angles in terms of pi's as well as normal values, and then you see where is the angle given, angle in terms of value lies, and accordingly what definition you have to pick. So I have done uh, see tan inverse. We have one question based on tan inverse. So tan inverse, let's do it here. Tan inverse tan of minus 6. Minus we can take it out. Tan of minus theta is minus tan theta, and then again we have a formula in tan inverse. The tan inverse of minus x is minus tan inverse x. Minus we can take out of the tan inverse, so we take minus, this minus out. Left over is tan inverse tan 6. And don't say 6 is not in the principal value branch of tan inverse, right? This they have been discussing from last 20 minutes. So we have to see what will come out of tan inverse, and let's draw the graph of tan inverse this time. 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2, and then pi by 2 to pi. Sorry, keep on extending. Six is here on the section, and for definition of this section, we'll move this pi units ahead, right? This definition is x minus pi. X minus pi, we have to move pi units ahead. X minus pi, I'm writing here x minus pi. Pi units ahead means we replace x by x minus pi. X minus pi minus pi, so it is x minus 2 pi. So when we replace the value of x6, it is 6 minus 2 pi. But there's a minus sign outside. I forgot to write here. There's a minus sign outside. So finally it is 2 pi minus 6. The value is 2 pi minus 6. Right? So minus sign is there. We'll take care of this later. Tan inverse tan x we are finding. How? 6 is present here on this scale. It means this definition to be used. To find this definition, you are using this definition. We know this definition x minus pi. We're shifting it pi units forward. So we're replacing x by x minus pi. So finally it is this. Right? Now this OSC 12th question, which I'll say very easy. After all this discussion, sin inverse sin x 12. We have to see 12 on a graph of sin inverse sin and cos inverse cos. So if we go back, because graphs are already there, 12 will lie here on this section. And definition on this section is x minus 4 pi. That you can यहाँ से shift करके आएगा. X minus 2 pi पता है आपको? You shift 2 pi units forward. Means replace x by x minus 2 pi. Finally it becomes x minus 4 pi. Same here. This definition is 12 is here. Right, somewhere here. 12 here. Definition is 4 pi minus x. One definition is x minus 4 pi. Another is 4 pi minus x. X minus 4 pi means 12 minus 4 pi. And 4 pi minus x means 4 pi minus 12. So it is 0. Right? Now we will move to formula set 3. Now formula set 3. Let's take a 2 minutes break. I'm feeling thirsty. I'm coming in 1 minute. So I'm back. Let's start with formula set 3. In formula set 3, see, we already discussed few of them. So it's like we have to just now I mentioned about the category. We have two categories where we have sine, sine, tan, and cosec in one category, and I've starred these. This one, cosec inverse, sec inverse, and cot inverse in another category, second category, right? So these formulas are category based. In for category sine inverse, or say red category, we can mark this as red category. Red, if you see red category, the red underlined category. In this case, we just have to take minus sign out. We can take minus sign out. Sine inverse minus sine x is minus sine inverse x. Tan inverse minus x is minus tan inverse x. Secant inverse minus x is, sorry, cosec inverse minus x is minus this. And for other three, it's a pi minus. Cos inverse minus x is pi minus cos inverse x. This secant inverse pi minus. Cot inverse pi minus. And these are the same. These are the domains that we discussed in the starting. Domains of sine inverse, cos inverse, the same domain. Sine inverse minus 1 to 1, cos inverse minus 1, tan minus 1 to 1, including excluding minus 1 to 1. Right? Sorry, tan is x belongs to r, and cot is x belongs to r, and sine inverse, cosec inverse, sec inverse, outside minus 1 and 1. Those domains. So straightforward formula. If we just have a look of this cos inverse, so let's see why we have this minus sign here, though understanding is not important. Cos inverse, I'm just not deriving this formula, but I'm just giving the basic understanding. Why we can't do this? What's the problem? Why we have pi minus? You know, this is the graph of cos inverse. It positive value, no problem. Negative value, problem. How? In negative value, when x is negative, this cos inverse lies between 0 and 2 pi. For negative value, this lies between pi by 2 and this, the output it will throw is between pi by 2 and pi. Fine. But and see, when x is negative, cos inverse x will throw again output cos inverse x, sorry, this is minus is x is for negative values of x, minus x is positive, so this is going to throw value output between 0 and pi by 2. But in this case, when x is negative, cos inverse of negative value will throw output between pi by 2 and pi, and then putting a negative sign outside. Now how is this possible? The right hand side is negative for negative values because we are putting a negative sign outside, and whereas this is positive, so they are not equal. And this problem has come because of the principal value branch. Had it been, we had taken this part, this is the graph, we would have no problem, right? So we are taking it a different segment of cos inverse. That's how we define principal value branch. So this time to handle this, we have to the pi minus, we have to make it positive. So we say pi minus cos inverse. I'm not doing derivation, I'm just telling you the fundamental. In second category, where we have cos inverse, sec inverse, and cot inverse, why we can't take minus out, why we should have pi minus, right? Because the principal value branches in this category has principal value branches from 0 to pi. That's why we have pi minus thing. This derivation I can do, but at this stage it doesn't make sense to spend time. Understanding is important, and that's how I've given you. These are formulas. See, sine inverse 1 by x equals to cosec inverse x. It means you know, sine and cosec are reciprocals of each other. That's the same thing. That's what we are doing. If you have sine inverse 1 by x, you want to write cosec, write it, right? Take the reciprocal. And this is true for all the values, all the domain of the cosec inverse x, right? X, we are writing x here, so these values x can take. Fine. And vice versa is also true. We have cosec inverse 1 by x, it equal to sine inverse x. Domain will change, x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Domain will see from this side, and this is also satisfies. Cos inverse 1 by x is secant inverse x, again for all x outside. Domain we see from this, and vice versa is also true, but domain is from minus 1 to 1. Right? And what about the value is outside, not possible. Cosec inverse is not possible if you say x is 2, 3, 4. So no formula outside. Tan inverse x is a problem, right? Tan inverse x is a problem, and again the reason is obvious. Here sine and cosec belongs to the same. They belong to the same category, no problem. Cos and sec, they belong to the same category, no problem. But tan and cot, they belong to different categories. The principal value branch of tan is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and that of cot is from 0 to pi. So they don't belong to the same category, and that's a problem. And to handle this problem, see what will happen now when you say tan inverse 1 by x equal to cot inverse x. Let's write the problem here. It's a compound now. It's a compound thing now. Cot inverse 1 by x, cot inverse x. The problem is fine for, there's no problem for positive values, because for positive, this is a graph. I have drawn graph here. Cot inverse graph and tan inverse. Black is tan inverse and red is cot inverse x. So in for positive values, tan inverse x, if you take tan inverse of any value, the angle lies between 0 and pi by 2. The angle lies in this part for positive values. And if you see cot, if you map it to cot also lies between 0 and pi by 2. So there is no conflict in the principal value branches. So as if they lie in the same category, they belong to the same category, because both of them lie between 0 and pi by 2, so they are equal. So positive value, again see, I'm giving you the understanding, not a derivation. Derivation is not important. X greater than 0. Now if you see for x less than 0, see the move on the negative section. Move here on the negative part. In negative part, if you take tan inverse of any angle, it's going to lie here between minus pi by 2 and 0. So it means negative. It's negative. This side is negative. What about right hand side? Cot inverse. For negative, what about right hand side when x is negative? When x is negative, cot inverse x is here. Cot inverse x is standing here, waving hand from here, and tan inverse x is here. Then how can the two be equal? One is between pi by 2 to pi, one is between pi by 2 to pi, and other is between minus pi by 2 and 0. They cannot be equal. That's why we have to redefine it, and that comes in the derivation that we need to. And then see, by inspection also you can do. If they're not meeting, then what do you have to do? Cot in, we are saying tan inverse x. See what we should write here so that it comes parallel to tan inverse. So what we say, cot inverse x है between pi by 2 and pi. इसमें से pi घटा देते हैं, subtract pi from it, so that it comes in the range of tan inverse x, tan inverse 1 by x, right? ये lie करता है, this lies between pi by 2 and pi. If you subtract pi from this, it lies between minus pi by 2 and 0, and that's what we want. That's why the formula is minus pi, right? If you have this understanding, you can do these things yourself. For example, let's do the other way around. Cot inverse 1 by x. If you have cot inverse 1 by x, positive side no problem, because cot and tan, positive side pe they are as if they are in the same category, because their principal value branches are in the same range, 0 to pi by 2 and 0 to pi by 2. Tan inverse 0 to pi by 2, cot inverse 0 to pi by 2. But for negative values, cot inverse 1 by x lies between pi by 2 to pi, right? For negative values, and this lies between minus pi by 2 and 0. So to equate the two, we have to increase it, we have to pull it up, we have to add something to it, and that's why we are adding pi. So it comes in the range of pi by 2 to pi. We add pi, right? And see one thing, in these formulas, if after writing these formulas, if I have to take a next step, I have to take tan. For example, I'm just tan. In problem, you have to take tan above this. So if you have to take tan over this, then it doesn't matter whether the two definitions become same. If you're taking tan also in the last step, you're taking tan over also, then they need not break into two parts, because see, when you take tan, tan of minus pi plus theta is tan theta. Minus pi we can reject, so both of them will become same. It means we don't need to split into parts. So in many questions you will see we have not divided the definitions into parts as if it's a compound, because on outside or on the last step we are taking tan, something like this. So if you're taking tan or sine or cos, so in some of the other question, so the definition, both the things will become same, both will give the same value. We'll come to that later. So here you can see the formulas. You have to learn these formulas, that in case of only tan, relationship between tan to cot, tan inverse to cot inverse, or cot inverse to tan inverse, it's a compound thing. it based on the values, whether x is positive or x is negative. But in all other cases, sine to cosec inverse, sine inverse to cosec inverse, and sec inverse to cos inverse, it's like same, right? There's no splitting. And then we have formula set 5, which is very straightforward. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to, but very useful formula. There are so many questions based on this. Cosec plus sec, this tan inverse plus cot inverse, this, and they are according to their domains. Formula set 6 is, see, sin inverse x. You know, sin inverse x, we want to write sin inverse x in terms of cos inverse x. So maybe I need some space, so I can just remove this. So sin inverse x, you have done this in 10th class. Sin inverse x you want to write in terms of cos inverse. See, sin inverse x is an angle, it's an angle, say theta, whose sine is x. Whose sine is x means perpendicular is x and hypotenuse is 1, right? It's an angle, say angle of a right angle triangle, whose sine inverse x, whose sine is x. So sine is x means perpendicular is x and hypotenuse is 1, so base will be 1 minus x square. Now we want to write cos of the same angle. We want to write the same angle in cos form. What will be the cos of it? So if you are saying cos inverse, means what should be the value? So same angle का cos क्या होगा? Cos होगा base over hypotenuse, that is 1. That's how we convert, right? But after right, and again we after converting we see for positive values it is fine. Same जैसे अभी we did in they are different now. They are different family. Sin inverse different category. Sin inverse and cosec and cos inverse are different category. So this problem will come, right? Because they are from different category. ये ठीक है, this for positive it is fine, but when x is negative, this is a negative angle. Sin inverse x is negative. You know graph of sin inverse x. For negative x, sin inverse x is negative. Sin inverse x is here, but cos inverse x is like this, positive. So if you write it cos inverse root of 1 minus, this is wrong. It is between pi by 2 to pi, and where sin inverse x is between 0 and pi by 2. So we need to subtract pi from this to bring it back. So you can adjust these formulas yourself. You did not learn this formula for negative values, but only thing is you see there are different categories, so you have to split. And splitting means that positive values, both of them are in the same range, pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2. But for negative, this is from pi by 2 to pi, but this is from minus pi by 2 to 0. So we have to subtract pi to bring them in the same range, like this. So same way we have no problem when you write sin inverse in tan inverse form, because they belong to the same category. It is for x belongs to जो भी domain है -1 to 1, right? Cos inverse when you write cos inverse in terms of sin inverse, definitely problem will come. And same problem we'll have to, for negative values it lies between minus pi by 2 and 0. This is pi by 2 to pi, so we have to pump it up. We have to add pi to pump it up for negative values. And cos inverse and tan inverse, again problem will come because they are from the different categories. And same for positive values, no problem. For negative values we'll have to pump up tan inverse, because tan inverse lies between, for negative values, between minus pi by 2 to 0. पाई ऐड करके उसको pi by 2 to pi के बीच में लाते हैं, राइट? सो यू कैन सी, यू कैन डू दिस योरसेल्फ. ऐसे फॉर्मूला भी याद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. सेम कैटेगरी, नो डिस्टिंक्शन. डोमेन इज एक्स बिलोंग्स टू आर आ जाए इसमें, नो डिस्टिंक्शन, राइट? ना फॉर्मूला सेट 7, सॉरी फॉर्मूला सेट 6 तो 6 is already 7, sorry, number I have to change. And right, and see these are the formulas which are very problematic, and many of you have already raised an issue with me that how can we learn these formulas, they are so complex. I totally understand that. So what we're going to do it, at least we can learn the formulas of tan inverse properly, right? And then we'll learn the typical cases of sin inverse and cos inverse. We have to do it, right? So tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, there are 3 cases. It is either purely tan inverse, first case pure formula x plus y, tan inverse x plus y over minus xy, or we can have pi plus or pi minus, pi plus or minus pi plus, pi plus or minus pi plus based on the constraints. And remember that we need not make such cases in many questions, because in many questions after applying this formula there is a tan outside. We have to take again tan of this. While solving equations, many times while solving equations we apply tan inverse a plus tan inverse b formula, and then next step we take tan of both the sides. When we take tan of both the sides, we take tan of this, tan of this, and tan of this, it's going to be same, also will become same. So there's no point splitting these into parts, right? There's no point splitting into parts. So it's based on the value of xy. If xy is less than 1, whether whatever x and y are, whether positive, negative, which one is greater, which one is lesser, xy less than equal to 1 is pure formula. But if xy is greater than 1, these two are the xy, second and third are the two cases where xy is greater than 1. This is when both are positive, this is when both are negative, right? And you can just see why it is so. Same logic I have given you. When xy greater than 1, this is negative, right? This is negative for xy greater than 1. And when x and y both positive, this is positive. So this time this angle is negative, denominator is negative, numerator is positive. Denominator negative, numerator positive. tan इनवर्स लेंगे इसका, ये लाई कर रहा है माइनस पाई बाई 2 और 0 में. सपोज पाई नहीं लगाते, आप देखते क्या होता. और यहाँ पे x पॉजिटिव है, y पॉजिटिव है, मतलब this is from 0 to pi by 2. This is also from 0 to pi by 2 from graph of tan inverse x. For positive value, if you take tan inverse x, if you take tan inverse, it lies from 0 to pi by 2. Left hand side is a value which will be a positive value. Right hand side is a value which is a negative value, minus pi by 2 to 0. How is this possible? We need to adjust, we need to pump it up at pi. Same that we discussed in last. Not a derivation. It's not a derivation. It's like way to learn results, or way to see why the distinction in why there is, why we have cases and all. Sort of a derivation, but not pure derivation. Say in this case x and y both negative, so numerator is negative, denominator is also negative, because xy is greater than 1. Negative, negative, positive. So this angle is positive, right? That is, it lies between 0 and pi by 2. Sorry, it lies between 0 and pi by 2. What about left hand side? Left hand side, see, x is negative, y is negative. If you take tan inverse, it is negative value. This lies between minus pi by 2 and 0. This also lies between minus pi by 2 and 0, and so it means their sum is negative. So left hand side is negative and right hand side is positive. We need to make right hand side negative, right? We need to subtract pi from this. These formulas are easy to learn, right? Only cases you have to make sure cases you learn. And same we have for tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. So you can learn these formulas yourself. Same for I'm not saying learn all the cases, just learn one case. Now sometimes we don't need all those cases. Why? Because after applying sin inverse x plus sin inverse y formula, we have to take sine of both the sides, and when you take sine of both the sides, all the cases will give you the same thing. There's no need to make cases. You can check yourself. You take sine of all the right hand sides, and all the formulas of sin inverse x plus sin inverse y, they'll all become same. सारे सेम बन जाएंगे अगर साइन लगा देंगे सबके आगे. यहाँ भी sin inverse x minus sin inverse y, you learn the most fundamental formula. यहाँ माइनस है तो यहाँ माइनस है, x this and forget about the cases. Same for cos inverse and x, cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, cos inverse x minus cos inverse y, right? Easy to learn. These formulas are easy to learn. Only the cases a problem. Now I think that we have the last formula set. Yes, then the so see, these are the formulas where again the same thing. See, when we have sin inverse 2x over 1 plus x square, it is also a compound function, right? So definition of this, if you break this, it is like this. ये definition आती है. I can explain you how to break this like this, and rest you can do yourself. Let's make a page, new page. The logic understanding is same. So see, how we could use the same understanding. We have to break this into parts. One sine inverse 2x or 1 plus x square. The way we do it is we replace x equal to tan theta, because you know this formula. यहाँ से idea आता है sin 2 theta is 2 tan theta over 1 plus tan square theta. Idea is that we have to replace x equal to something here so that this can become sine thing. If it becomes sine thing, we can cancel sine inverse with sine. This is a very typical thinking in many questions, that what we should replace x by so that it becomes a sine expression. What should I replace in place of x? How should I take x so that when I replace this becomes an expression of sine, so that I can cancel sine inverse with sine. So that is like we replace x equal to tan theta, and because we have this formula sine inverse sine 2 tan theta over 1 plus tan square theta. So it is sine inverse sine 2 theta. We can cancel the 2. Go ahead. One option is you need not do this again, because you know this sine inverse sine 2 theta, you know, with respect to 2 theta, this is equal to, if you apply the definition 2 theta, if we just use whatever we discussed sine inverse sine x here, it is x from 2 theta from 0 to pi by 2, right? It is x means 2 theta from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. It is pi minus 2 theta from 2 theta. I'm just applying the same, sorry, from 2 theta greater than 3 pi by 2 less than 2 pi. Equal to sign you can put anywhere, doesn't matter. It is x minus 2 theta minus pi, right? So then you have to just replace the values. Replace x theta by tan inverse x. यहाँ से replace किया, tan inverse x आगे हर जगह, tan inverse x. Interval देखने, 2 theta lies between 0 and pi by 2. What about it means theta lies between 0 and pi by 2, 0 and pi by 4, right? And if theta lies between 0 and pi by 4, what about tan inverse x? This is the graph of tan inverse x. If theta lies between 0 and pi by 4, this is tan inverse x versus theta. Sorry, theta is tan inverse x, right? So tan inverse x, or we can say theta, it lies from 0 to pi by 4. What about x? This is x, is tan inverse x, that is theta, from 0 to pi by 4. So x lies from 0 to 1, right? So it is 0 to 1. And when 2 theta lies when see between pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2, or we can say theta lies from pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4. So it means it's covering all the values. सारा यहाँ तक चला गया. So it means x greater than 1. This ये आ रहा है. For x greater, this is x greater than 1. Fine. And this is like theta. 2 से divide करेंगे 3 pi by 4. तो ऐसे देखना होगा ऐसे. Theta is because 3 pi by 4 to pi. Let's see from the graph of tan. If theta is from 3 pi by 4 to pi, this part, ये part आ रहा है. So this part is x less than minus 1. This is x less than minus 1, right? So better is, instead of seeing the inverse graph, you see from the graph of tan. Again I'll repeat this. 2 theta, see this first segment, two theta from 0 to pi by 4, pi by 2, theta from 0 to pi by 2, 4. Now from graph of tan, if theta lies from 0 to pi by 4, what about the tan theta, right? You have to feel x is tan theta, you have to see tan theta. Tan theta का क्या होगा? If theta is from 0 to pi by 4, So it lies from 0 to 1. Or in fact we can go here also. Actually we started from 0 now, that's the problem. Otherwise here it goes like this, from minus pi by 2 pi by 4. It is 2 tan inverse x, so it starts from minus 1. So one way is you're understanding this with the help of graph of sine inverse sine x, but you can do this independently also. See how. And even there's no need to understand this also. If you want to skip it, that's okay. Just learn the result. After doing this, let's not use the sine inverse sine x. If you do that, I showed you how to do it. You can do it independently also. We can cancel this with this. We can say 2 theta equal to 2 tan inverse x. But this is possible only when 2 theta lies in the principal value branch. 2 theta lies from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right, of the sine inverse x. 2 theta should be in the principal value branch of sine inverse x, then only we can cancel. So theta lies from minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, and from graph of tan, if theta lies from minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, and corresponding values are from minus 1 to 1. So this means the definition is fine for x belongs to minus 1 to 1. What about x greater than 1? X greater than 1, this definition is not going to be 2 tan inverse x. Then what will be the definition here? For x greater than 1, let's find theta. When x is greater than 1 means we have this part of the graph. This part of the graph means theta is, let's see here, theta is, for this part, let me write here, theta is greater than pi by 4 and less than pi by 2. Can you see here? If x is greater than 1, means y-axis is this part, then tan theta is, then it correspond, tan theta is, x is greater than, means tan theta is greater than 1. Theta is from pi by 4 to pi by 2. So 2 theta is from pi by 2 to pi. So it's not in the principal value branch of sine inverse x. You cannot cancel this with this because it's not in the principal value branch. So what we do is subtract pi. We get principal value branch, but also multiply with minus sign. Pi minus 2 theta greater than 0. This sign change ho gaya. So pi minus 2 theta is also principal value branch, and 2 theta minus pi. But this is, for us, this thing is easy. Pi minus 2 theta. So यहाँ में, and we can do that. We can write this as sine inverse sine pi minus 2 theta. Now we can cancel sine inverse with sine. So it is pi minus 2 theta when x is greater than 1. When x is greater than 1, it is pi minus 2 theta, that is pi minus 2 tan inverse x. Right? So this is one thing you have to learn, this part, and it's a totally repetitive thing that I repeat this for. I replace x equal to tan theta, it becomes sine 2 theta. I can cancel these two provided 2 theta is in the principal value branch, and for 2 theta to be in the principal value branch means between this minus pi by 2 pi by 2 theta, this tan theta from minus 1 to 1, and tan theta is x, so x between minus, we are mapping the values of theta to values of x. So theta between minus pi by 4 and pi by 4 means x lies between minus 1 and 1. This definition is correct for these values. But if x is greater than 1, then we have to do the mapping again, but from x to theta side. X greater than 1 from graph is, मतलब tan theta 1 से ज़्यादा है, theta pi by 4 से pi by 2 हुआ, 2 theta pi by 2 से pi हुआ, प्रिंसिपल वैल्यू ब्रांच नहीं है, इसको पीछे लेके आना पड़ेगा, माइनस पाई कर लिया, या फिर ऐसे कर लो आप, एक ही बात है ये. दिस वन इज इजी टू मेक. पाई माइनस 2 थीटा इज इन प्रिंसिपल वैल्यू ब्रांच. लिखते हैं इसको पाई माइनस 2 थीटा, वी राइट दिस एज पाई माइनस 2 थीटा. साइन, ये फॉर्मूला है, साइन 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 एंगल इज साइन पाई माइनस एंगल इक्वल है. नाउ वी कैन कैंसिल बिकॉज दिस इज इन प्रिंसिपल वैल्यू ब्रांच, वी कैन कैंसिल दिस विद दिस, ये आ गया. एंड सेम इज फॉर एक्स लेस देन minus 1. When x is less than minus 1, quickly see, I'll repeat this so that if you could not understand last time, this time you'll be able to understand. X less than minus 1, this is minus 1 value, this is minus pi by 4. If you say x less than minus 1 means x is tan theta less than minus 1. So theta is from minus pi by 2 to minus pi by 4. 2 theta is from minus pi to minus pi by 2. To bring it in principal value branch, we we multiply with minus sign pi, sign change हो गया, minus 2 theta greater than pi by 2, and then we add, no, and don't do that. So we simply add pi to this, 2 theta plus pi by 2 and this is 0, right? So we have to make 2 theta plus pi here because that is in principal value branch. So we say sine inverse sine 2 theta we can write as sine 2 pi plus 2 theta plus pi. If we are doing this, we need a minus sign will come outside. Minus we can take out, minus of sine inverse sine 2 theta plus pi. This is principal value branch. Just now we have seen, we can cancel. It is minus pi minus 2 theta, and theta is 2 tan inverse x. So you can see that this is the formula. This is equal to 2 tan inverse x between minus 1 and 1. For x greater than 1, we just derived this pi minus 2 theta. Less than minus 1, minus pi minus 2 theta, that is minus pi minus 2 tan inverse x. On the same basis you can derive this and you can derive this, but as such you need to learn these formulas because we can directly use these formulas, right? We can directly use these formulas. So theory part is over. Now we have to do the problem solving. Let's start solving the problems. See, the I don't know the number question number. I think it is 1, or I'm not sure. So we have to add tan inverse 1 plus tan inverse 2 plus tan inverse 3. We have to apply tan inverse formulas. So we apply tan inverse formula, tan inverse a plus tan inverse b formula, but this time you can see xy is greater than 1. X into y, if you multiply the two, xy, it is 1 into 2, greater than 1, greater than 1. So it means we have to apply the formula where we have pi plus tan inverse x plus y over 1 minus xy. That's the formula, pi plus. So we have say pi plus tan inverse x plus y over 1 minus xy, and then you simplify this. Done. Nothing more to do. This cancels out with this, answer is pi, right? Now see another question from the same category. Maybe the question number is wrong. Cos inverse root of 2 by 3 minus cos inverse root of 6 plus 1 over this, right? One option is, the easiest thing is, you can apply this formula. You can apply this formula, cos formula. Cos inverse a minus cos inverse b is cos inverse, multiply these two, root 2 by root 3, root of 2 by 3 into root 6 plus 1 over 2 root 3. If there is a minus sign in the formula, we have plus sign. Plus sign, we 1 minus x square. Formula says that if we have cos inverse xy plus root of 1 minus x square, root of 1 minus y square. So root of 1 minus x square. So it is root of 1 minus 4 by 9. Sorry, 1 minus 2 by 3. Root of 1 minus square of this. Square of denominator is 12. Numerator is square of this, means 7 plus 2 root 6. Right? And then we simplify. Right? You can do it yourself, done in the module. So answer will come pi by 6. So this will obviously easier approach. But another option is, if you are doubtful that we have not checked which formula to apply in cos inverse x minus cos inverse y, we have not done cases. So it might be wrong. Then other option is, if you don't want to do this, other option is you can convert each and every angle in terms of tan inverse and do it. That's not a problem. It takes maybe a little more time, more 20 seconds more, 30 seconds more, but that's same. We convert cos inverse in tan inverse form because it is base over hypotenuse, root 2 by root 3. Root 2 is base and root 3 is hypotenuse. And when we say tan inverse, perpendicular over base, so this base has come in denominator, and for perpendicular, hypotenuse square minus base square and square root, ये किया हमने, root 3 का square minus root 2 का square root 1 आ गया. Same we have done here, right? Base यहाँ से उठा लिया, right? सॉरी, बेस ओवर हाइपोटेन्यूज है, बेस ये चला गया डिनोमिनेटर में, और ये हाइपोटेन्यूज स्क्वायर माइनस बेस स्क्वायर का स्क्वायर रूट इज परपेंडिकुलर, वो यहाँ चला गया. ये सिंप्लीफाई किया हमने, ये आया और ये देखा हमने किसी, दिस इज माइट गेट स्टक है ऐसे, 5 माइनस 2 रूट 6 कैन बी रिटन एज सर्च का फॉर्मूला है बाय इंस्पेक्शन, देखा आपने कि 5 को लिख सकते हैं 2 प्लस 3 माइनस 2 रूट 6 एंड इट्स अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर नाउ, perfect square of it is root 2 square, 3 is root 3 square, and then we have minus 2 root 2 root 3. It's a perfect square of root 3 minus root 2, and then we have square root, so it simplifies to root 3 minus root 2, right? So those are calculations which you need to do. After doing that, we apply and see, one option is we can apply tan inverse A minus tan inverse B formula here, tan inverse A minus tan inverse B formula here, but instead of that you can see this is tan inverse A minus tan inverse B formula. We can split this into two parts. This tan inverse A minus tan inverse B formula is equal to tan inverse A minus B over 1 plus AB. इसको दो पार्ट में स्प्लिट किया, ये कैंसिल, ये इन दोनों को हमने सी, ये आ गया और ये यू नो पाई बाय 2 होता है। फॉर्मूला भी लगा सकते हैं, वैसे भी बाय इंस्पेक्शन में देख सकते हैं पाई बाय 2 है, सो पाई बाय 2 माइनस पाई बाय 3, right? So idea is that when you have to you don't have to worry about cos inverse A plus cos inverse C, cos inverse A minus cos inverse V, those kind of formulas where we can convert them into tan and do it like I have done it, the way I have done it. So and calculations are more just because the values are here in square root form, that's why, otherwise might not be that difficult. See, I have grouped these three questions together which are questions based on graphs. So there are many other questions based on graphs, so you have to separate out these questions from inverse topic, because you just draw graph and do them, and something that you have already done in functions topic, right? So if you, when you don't revise them, you can do them in exam. For example, tan inverse tan square sin inverse x greater than 1, from graph of tan square x is graph of tan square x. Tan square x is like, you can draw mod of tan x, and then this tan x graph, mod of tan x is we flip lower half into upper half, and then see tan square x करना है इसको आगे, तो कॉर्नर को स्मूथ करना है, जो कॉर्नर आया इसको स्मूथ कर दिया आपने, दैट्स द आइडिया. यू ड्रॉ ग्राफ ऑफ mod of tan x, and then because properties of mod of tan x and tan square x would more or less same, but difference is that mod आने से जो कॉर्नर आया वो नहीं आना चाहिए tan square x में, तो जो कॉर्नर यहाँ पे ऊपर कॉर्नर आएगा इसमें, तो उसको ऊपर जो कॉर्नर यहाँ आया था उसको स्मूथ कर दिया हमने, दैट्स द आइडिया. tan square x, रफ आइडिया चाहिए. So tan square x, tan square of a value is greater than 1, so this value should be outside minus pi by 4 and pi by 4. And sin inverse x का ग्राफ देखा, outside minus pi by 4 and pi by 4 is something which is outside, like 1 by root 2 to 1, and this is minus 1 to minus 1 by root 2, right? ये आ गया ग्राफ ऑफ tan square x and ग्राफ ऑफ sin inverse x को कंबाइन किया, आ गया. Now OSC 37, cot inverse n by pi greater than pi by 6, ड्रॉ ग्राफ ऑफ cot inverse. और pi by 6 से ज़्यादा देखो कहाँ पे, cot inverse pi by 6 से ज़्यादा देखा हमने, ग्राफ बनाया cot inverse x का, pi by 6 से ज़्यादा मीन्स जो करस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू ये है वो माइनस इन्फिनिटी से लेके रूट 3 तक हो सकता है. फॉर cot inverse x to be greater than pi by 6, the value inside the cot inverse this should be minus infinity to root 3, ये होनी चाहिए. या फिर कहना चाहिए n belongs to माइनस इन्फिनिटी टू रूट 3 पाई होना चाहिए. अब n की वैल्यू तो आ गई इस रेंज में होना चाहिए. वी हैव टू फाइंड द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू n कैन टेक, नो वील हैव टू फाइंड रूट 3 पाई, कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा. ये आता है 5.44, और मैक्सिमम वैल्यू, मैक्सिमम इंटीग्रल वैल्यू चाहिए, मैक्सिमम इंटीग्रल वैल्यू, मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ n इज इंटीजर, n इज नेचुरल नंबर, सो इट इज 5.44 में सबसे बड़ा इंटीजर कौन सा है, 5 है. फाइन. नाउ 38 is where cos inverse x is greater than sin inverse x. You draw graph of cos inverse x, draw graph of sin inverse x. Cos inverse x ऊपर कहाँ पे ग्राफ पे, greater means कहाँ पे cos inverse x is above the graph of sin inverse x. मार्क कर लिया, above the graph of sin inverse x. कहाँ पे, माइनस इन्फिनिटी से लेके 1 by root 2 तक है. नहीं सॉरी, नॉट माइनस इन्फिनिटी, सॉरी -1 के बाद तो डोमेन ही नहीं है, सो -1 to 1 by root 2 आ गया. So you can see these are the questions which are just sketch and then answer, and they have at least maybe 10 more questions in inverse topic which can be done like this with graphs. Now I have here see there are let's come to this at later stage. These are simple questions. I have grouped them together. Let's see this first. I'll come to that later. Now cos inverse x plus cos inverse y plus cos inverse z equals to pi. Then we have to find the simplified value of this. Very easy question. How it is easy? See, never do this, that you apply cos inverse a plus cos inverse e formula here, and then the sum of the two, again you apply cos inverse formula with this. Never do that. Never try to do everything on one side. You will get stuck. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y on one side, and other side you have pi minus cos inverse z. Right? Shift cos inverse z to other side. Now cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, you apply formula, and don't worry which formula to apply, because in the next step we have to take cos, and if you take cos in next step, it doesn't matter which formula you apply. Cos inverse xy minus root of 1 minus x square root of 1 minus y square equals to pi minus cos inverse z. Now we take cos of both the sides. This is xy minus root of 1 minus x square root of 1 minus y square equals to, when we take cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta, and this is, this cancels out, so it is z minus z. So you have taken cos, it doesn't matter which formula we applied. Now we to simplify this, we do it like this to eliminate square root, because no square root is present here. We have to eliminate square root. We say xy plus z equal to root of 1 minus x square root of 1 minus y square, and now we take square of both the sides, right? That is xy plus z whole square equals to 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square. Just have to do calculations. Left hand side is x square y square plus z square plus 2xyz equal to 1 minus x square minus y square plus x square y square. Cancel x square y square. आगे x square plus y square shift left side पे plus z square plus 2xyz equal to 1. 1 आ गया. Answer is 1. So you can see there's nothing great about this question. Only thing is, like, never get confused whether we can apply which formula to apply of cos inverse a plus cos inverse b. You are taking cos later, doesn't matter. And another thing is, like, never try to apply simplify this part. See this part on one side. इन को एक साइड पे नहीं करना है इसको. ये राइट पे जा सकता है, ले जाओ राइट पे, सिंप्लीफाई हो जाएगा, लोड डिवाइड हो जाएगा दोनों तरफ, सारा एक तरफ नहीं. So that's important. In many questions this comes. Now this is a very important question. In fact, this question, next question, next to next, 3, 4, 5. So all these 5 questions are based on same concept. Maybe this one also, and that's the main concept here. Right. So maybe let me take a break here, because I don't want to make a lengthy video and a problem comes when I have to upload. So I'll take a break here, make it a part 1, and then I'll record part 2 separately, and I can upload this so that you can go through this, and then I'll do part 2.